look, which is super romantic and has quite a bit of bling, glowy skin and stained lips. Then keep watching. So I got my hair out of the way. I don't know if this is romantic looking or extremely messy, but I wanted to go with the look and I hope it does. Okay, skin has been taken care of. But first for primer, what I have is this little bottle of the TATCHA liquid silk canvas. Wow, this formula is quite runny. I wouldn't expect that. Usually a lot of formulas have, you know, a gel base. But this one's, wow, my skin feels smooth instantly. It is very smoothing. So I'm just applying this wherever sort of, you know, you have pores. It's weird because I can see some pilling happening and I have no clue why. Okay, we're gonna see where this, how far this takes us, because I don't want this to be a make or break. Ugh. It'll be such a waste of time. Next is Corrector, and I'm just going to apply it in my usual areas around the mouth, under the eyes, on any spots, and blend it out. I have roughly color corrected where I wanted. Mainly, you know, it's the eyes, right? And I'm going to use this NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. My shade is Barcelona. It blends like a dream, but you must know that this foundation also oxidizes, which means after applying it, it turns slightly, like ever so slightly darker. That's why it's quite important to try out your foundations, wait for some time, and then only you probably go ahead and buy. For concealer, I'm going in with the Born This Way Too Faced concealer in warm beige. That's my color, and I'll just give that a moment. You know, it's always good to give it some time to sit, but in the meanwhile I'm gonna go with a bit of highlight, and I'm using natural beige on my forehead, on my chin, on the sides of my cheekbones, just to pop those a bit and blend it out. And I'm also going to use my cream highlighter now, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and I'm just applying this again where I highlighted, so center of the forehead, on the sides of the cheekbones, down the nose, cupid's bow and chin, and blend it out. Okay, I'm going to see the concealer. I just like to blend in with my fingers first. Now I'm using my beauty blender to just blend it out. I just like to do my cheek highlight like in the center of the cheek after I've done my under eyes. So I'm just going to place 2 dots on the sides of my nose, and I'm going to blend that out. For contour, I'm just using this Makeup by Mario sculpting stick in the shade medium, and I'm just going to apply this around my forehead a bit, a little sculpting around my eyes, under my cheekbones, and majorly my jaw. Just going to do some slight nose contouring as well, but just very slightly. Wow, the puff is dirty. I've got the puff ready with some powder on it. So if you notice, you'll see that the powder has really mattified the skin, and to bring that glow back, and you can sometimes feel the weight of sort of everything on your skin. A setting spray will usually take care of that. So just use anything that will just sort of infuse everything, sort of, you know, all the hydration right back into your skin. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with bronzer, and my favorite at the moment is this Tom Ford bronzer, and this is in the shade 03 Bronze Age. Bronzer is done. I'm gonna quickly move on to brows. For brows, I'm just gonna keep them quite natural. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel, and then I'm gonna take my Dior brow pen. I feel like this is slightly more romantic, the look, so I'm gonna keep the brows a little thinner. And I even want the brows to be a little more rounded than angled. I want to bring the same color of my lips on my cheeks, so I'm going to use this Gerard Cosmetics Cherry Cordial lipstick, and I'm just swiping this across. I'm giving it a slightly downward angle, and I'm also going to take that on my nose. I really wish I could draw on some freckles, but I'm not too confident yet, so I'm not gonna do it. Just to give the lips some color, I'm actually gonna go in with the one and only Benetint from Benefit. Just make sure your lips are well moisturized before doing this. Honestly, I would even leave it like this. It's so like just some mascara and maybe like a baby wing, but this is like so beautiful on its own. Okay, I'm moving straight into eyes, and I'm going to start off by using the NARS eyeshadow base. To start off with eyes, I'm just going to use this shade from this Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette. So I'll definitely have to go in with a slightly darker shade because this is like literally blending in with my eyes. I'm also slightly going to drag that shadow down here in between. Now I'm going to go into this burgundy palette by Kylie Cosmetics, and I'm going to mix these two, and I'm just going to work it all over exactly where I applied the previous shade. Extend it until where the brow is. Go in with your clean brush or the brush that you used with your previous shade and just blend out the edges. With what was left on the brush, I'm just sweeping that under my eyes. Now I'm just going to go in with this 502 Infinite Sand Pencil from Makeup Forever, and I'm just going to apply this in the waterline. Now since I'm going to have little rhinestones all over my eyes are not always going to be like this, right? When I'm looking at someone, it should be seen, otherwise it's of no use. So I'm using this pencil and I'm just roughly marking where I need this to go. So for the rhinestones, I'm gonna put a dot of, since this is a glue plus an eyeliner, I'm just going to put a dot and then I'm going to stick the stone. Okay, I kind of improvised a bit. I decided not to go in with the rhinestones even here because it'd just be too much. So instead what I did is I went in with my Gosh Kohl eyeliner in the shade Espresso, and I'm just really winging this out. I'm just making like a soft wing with this brown. And using a pointed blending brush, something that's thin like this, I'm just going to go over the upper edge just to smoke it and blend it slightly. I definitely like the way this side is placed more than here, because if you see, there were two stones that kind of they got placed a little lower, but that's completely fine. And now using the same brush, you know, it has some of that brown, I'm very lightly, very lightly going in, especially if you see if there's any of that line seen, the one that we drawn with the pencil. So with the slightest amount of eyeshadow, you can just tap it over. Alright, I think I am done with the eyes, and now I'm just going to apply a little bit of this Clinique Black Honey. What is this? I guess it's a balm. I'm just applying this all over because now we're going to finally do the lips. I'm just going to take that same brush that I used for my eyeliner, but I'm just very carefully skimming this. With my Endless Cacao pencil, I'm just going to ever so slightly draw a shadow underneath here. And using my Cherry Cordial lipstick, I'm really going to darken just the insides of my mouth. I'm just using this brush and I'm kind of blending it all around, and I'm giving it a little more of a pout. So the trick here is to be messy and just kind of take it outside the lines of the lips, because it just gives a little more romanticized effect. And once again, using that Benetint, I'm just going to stamp this on the inner parts of my mouth. Another trick that I learned from my favorite Katie Jane Hughes, you take whatever is on your lips and just stamp it on your cheeks. Alright, lashes are done. I went ahead and applied some of these individuals, for which I also filmed a tutorial because this was honestly the first time doing it and I was so nervous. There was something that went wrong, but it'll be so good to watch it happen in action because it's pretty funny. Okay, but I've used these H&M individual eyelashes, and I've also gone in with my telescopic mascara. And as you know, after mascara, you want to see what you want to add again. So I'm going to have a good look. I definitely feel I want to get contour back a little bit And I'm going to even darken the blush and even finish the lips because the lips are actually not quite done yet. I like this shade called Half Red from MAC. So I'm going to use this in my outer corners here, especially if you can see some of that gray, some of those gray tones coming through. I slightly overline the lips and I'm going to blend it now. I'm going in with this brush that I used from earlier. I'm just going to feather that. And now finally, I'm going to once more go in with Cherry Cordial just on the inside. And once again, if there are any harsh edges, I'm just going to blend that out. I think I'm very happy with the way this look turned out. Quickly, before we start wrapping up things, I'm going to go again into this Natasha Denona palette. I'm just going to take this nice gold shade here. I'm just going to apply that into my inner corners. I really like a good inner corner highlight. It just really brightens up things for me. I'm going to go in with a little bit of that bronzer again. I'm going to bring back a little bit of glow with this Say Glow gel, and this is in the shade Star Glow. I'm just going to show you, this is magical. So this is one of those hybrid sort of products that actually layer well even on top of powders. You see, it has no color, but it has like super glow. Sold. I'm literally going to take what was left on from the back of my hand and I'm going to apply it on these highest points. So I brought a few of my marks back, which even include some pimples, but if anything has gotten too dark, I'll just go over with this Makeup Forever powder just to soften it the slightest bit. And I've decided not to do my hair and just leave it like this because, you know, this look is just so beautiful and I want like the hair to be a little messy. I want it to be like sort of, you know, give bedhead vibes, romantic vibes. I don't know. I hope I'm giving those vibes. I think there's a whole new dimension to beauty when it comes to sort of unkempt hair and bringing back your beauty marks, even some small pimples if there are. All these things shouldn't matter because it's normal, right? It's very normal to have everything. You must know, I kind of got inspired with this dress that I have, which has these cute little eyebrow marks, and I thought, why not do something of that sort? Do watch the how I apply my individual lashes for the first time tutorial too, because I think you'll definitely learn something out of it. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment. I hope you like this look and I hope you enjoy it.